Really? Now there's a voice, right? Is that better? Has everyone been clicking the button like, oh my God, it's not working, I can't hear any, oh my, it's YouTube. Yeah. Cool. Anyways, hey, good morning. My name is Wayne McDonald. I'm the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Thank you for being part of my team. Thank you for being here every day. Thank you for treating this hour or so, actually hour and a half, that we spend together every day. You take it seriously. Yes, we like to have fun, but the idea is to help you become a successful foreign exchange trader. I think that's really cool. And it's all brought to you by Traders Way. So pay it back, huh? They want you to succeed. They want you to have lifelong skills so that you can trade successfully, not for just a while, but forever, like a small business, right? For that, you're going to need real skills. And so one day after the weeks and months, and maybe even years pass, as you develop enough skills and enough confidence to trade real money, when it comes down to you opening up a live trading account, we really hope you pay it back by choosing Traders Way as your prime broker to the successful Forex trading business that you then run. In the meantime, would you please open a demo account? Visit TradersWay.com. While you're at it, we're being hosted by Forex.Today and the Forex.Today YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and stuff. And when we get down to it, oops, wrong button. When we get down to it, if you want my chart templates, they're available to you for free. So if you'd like my chart templates with my moving averages, my oscillators, my daily pivot points, my weekly pivot points, my monthly pivot points, so on and so forth, my expert advisor that runs an OCO, all of that is available absolutely for free. The link is in the description below the video. It's totally free, compliments of the firm. Thank you for being part of my team. It's the exact chart templates actually that you see here. I literally use these and I give them to you. So, yeah, cool. So, where do you want to go? Just go through the dollar pairs, the yen pairs, gold and oil, kind of do the basics. Then maybe there'll be time for me to cover some other currencies as well. Just make sure you ask. Okay. And thanks again. Make sure you do the little like. Takes you a millisecond. Would you do that, please? Okay. Cool. So here we are in the world of gold. And we used to have it marked up like this. Now we've made it to the bottom of the range. You have to decide whether you're going to buy or let it break and pull back. Looks like support is held. That's interesting, right? Went a little bit lower, I think, than a lot of swing traders would like, but that's the interesting thing about this. A swing trade is generally a trend trade, right? Because I believe in my heart that I'm a trend trader. Okay? That's why I use macroeconomics to analyze market conditions. I feel like I'm too close to it. So how do you behave as an investor or as a trader when the market's not trending? Well, typically you change your tools, right? You can see like it's not quite pivots and it's not quite this and it's not quite that. Oops. I just placed a trade. Hang on now. Ah, did it again. There we go. So let's do this. I would change my template and maybe look at something like, this is classic Wayne. This is the chart template I've been using for 15 or 20 years. Cool. So typically in a scenario like this, You still mark your support and resistance. Oh, for sure. But now you can use oscillators to try to time your entry of buying at the bottom or selling at the top. So the first rule of thumb here is you can't do anything until you've touched support or resistance. I don't care what kind of, quote unquote signal you get. Nothing is real until you hit support or resistance. So in this case, here's support. Up here is resistance. Okay, and that's where you use your oscillators. Okay. For some reason that I can't explain, St. Peter never called my name. Do, 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 do. Right? So, and then in this case, actually, I would use not MACD. I think I'd use stochastics. So you wouldn't have known this is resistance at the time, or at least you wouldn't have known to sell it. But you would have known this is support. And you may have been a bull earlier, so this looks like a buy. Okay. Bears are going to play it double top-ish. Okay. Notice there's little moves and stuff here like this one. But you're here, so it's not a trade. But when you're down here, this is a trade. Okay. This is a sell? No, it's not a sell. Why not? See this? We're not at resistance. Is this a buy? Yeah. It's not great, but right? Is this a sell? It looks a lot like this. Yeah, this one's a sell. Is this a buy? Looks a lot like this one, and this one. No, it's not a buy. Okay? So on and so forth. You see that? Is this a buy? No. 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 Is this a buy? Maybe. Yeah. Plausibly. Yeah. Okay. You would play it like that. If it's not trending up, you have the opportunity to play it like a range. You got that? Viral Circle says, what do you think about volume profile indicator? Probably really good when you're trading stocks. Maybe even commodities. Okay. WTI. Remember the trade plan from, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Okay. Let it break out one way or the other. It doesn't even matter to us. Let it pull back. Take the shot. Right? It could have broken out this way and it would have been the same. One way or another. Right? So that's the strategy. Okay. What else do you see here? I dropped into an hour, so very often a 5-8 cross is an entry. Okay. Bears sold here. Why? Because that's a bearish swing entry. Okay. And guess what? Right? This area here is bulls. We knew that last week. So all you had to do is say, well, I'm a bear. You say, okay, you got an entry early in the week. But if you're a bull, you got your entry in the middle of the week. And that's called trade planning, right? We talk about this a lot. Where are the bulls? Where are the bears? Well, what are you? Are you a bull? Are you a bear? That's all it really is, guys. And the rest is you complicating things, right? You're either not setting up your trade plans in advance, or you don't have the patience to be a bull. But by definition, if you visit fxbootcamp.com and you join the swing trading group, you will be taught this. Okay, and so that would be the breakout strategy. Let it retrace, and then you fold in a weekly swing, and you're long and strong. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to make money here. It just means you entered your trade properly. So a bear is going to now start kind of selling in here and selling in here, right? So there's plan A is sort of a moderate plan for bears. Remember, this is a bear zone, right? And this is plan B up here. Okay? And to make it obvious, a bear is thinking this, this, and this. Bears take profit at support, Ricardo. That's what's wonderful. And Ricardo, which leading indicator do you use? How did you know that was bears? So Ricardo, what you're telling me from your 2 or 3 questions here, you don't know how to swing trade. So the good news is you just learned something, Ricardo. You don't know how to swing trade. I highly, highly, highly suggest you consider joining the swing trading and day trading group at fxbootcamp.com. Okay? And that's that. I won't say it again. It's nice to know what you don't know, because a lot of people don't know what they don't know, but now you know what you don't know. So now you know, it depends on what you do with that knowledge. So that's anyway, some oil. You could see bulls. Their strategy was pretty simple, right? Right? It's pretty simple. There's the role reversal. Here's the pivot, right? It's very simple. So again, this is my 2 leading indicators, right? Price action and pivot points, both acting as leading indicators. Okay? Hey, that's why I'm here, Ricardo. For some reason that I can't explain. All right. This is the end. We had this marked as a plausible bottom, didn't we? And then the other one's down here. So how long have we been selling this now? 2 weeks? Did you guys work on, so yesterday I gave you an overview, again, sort of a rehash of basic price action. UK says target for WTI. Well, pivot points. So are you a bull or a bear? See, targets are easy, guys. They're just swings. Everything's a swing trade. So you tell me how long you want to be on the trade, and you tell me if you're a bull or a bear, and I'll tell you the price. It's all definitional. There's nothing easier than a target. What's more difficult is because you really have to bite your nails sometimes when you're moving your stops and stuff. But targets are definitional. I mean, it's part of a trade plan, right? And trade planning's easy, and then carrying out the trades should be easy, right? Oh, is that right, Ricardo? Cool. So UK, are you a bull, and how long do you want to be in it? Let's say days or weeks? Come on, UK. We can't wait forever. Are you a bull or a bear? Days or weeks? Good morning, Yuri. Yuri. Okay, I guess UK is not responding. All right, well, we'll go over that some other day then. Boop. For some reason that I can't explain. So, good Kiwi news yesterday. Quite remarkable. Oh, look, we marked it as support. Nice. Finally getting that out of our... Cool. So that's nice, right? So, I don't know. What else is here? The actual swing is here, so it's kind of... I call this an Arctic turtle where the weekly is stretching to get the monthly. Okay. So the CPI was better than expected yesterday. And this was up like 30 pips in like a very short amount of time. Michael, S1 and R1 are not targets. No, absolutely not. So, Michael, you need to take the swing trading course. You guys, you have to know this stuff. Like, you have to. I don't, you just have to. I don't know what more to say. Okay, so what about this? What's going on here? Here's your swing entry. Here's your swing target. Okay, a bear would have sold it here and it would have fizzled out pretty quickly. A bull would have done it here and took profit. So that's that. And now the next thing is, if you're a bull, you may want to re-enter it here. And we may use this as a role reversal. So we have to take a look at that. Again, it's just support and resistance. It's nothing predictive. But the easy money here, guys, like the not easy, but if you were a business, okay, if you were a business and you had your standard operating procedures, right? There's the thing that you do to make money all day, every day. And sometimes businesses make money and lose money doing other things that are outside the normal scope of their business. And that actually in accounting goes in a different part of your cash flow statement and all that kind of stuff, right? Or your income statement, right? So you would have your net operating income up top, right? And all that kind of stuff. And then you'd have your other income over here. So your standard operating procedure for your business would be doing things like buying here and taking profit. Okay, that's it. That's your boring everyday thing that's going to put your kids through college. Okay, all you had to do was be a bull there, and everything else was straightforward. If you were a bear, you would have sold, at this price here, and it wouldn't have worked out. But you have stops, so you wouldn't have lost a lot of money. And once again, standard operating procedure, but it goes down as a small loss. This one goes in for a bigger win. But notice by Wednesday, you're out. Right? So going back to UK, he's like, what's the target? What's the target? That's easy. This is an easy entry. You just had to be a bull. There wasn't any other choice as a bull. And there's the target, right? You're just like, well, that's all definitional. That's just a trade. That's a standard trade. So what do we do now? Well, the standard trade is sort of over. So I'm trying to add a little bit more time, but not too much. Okay. And what we're trying to analyze is whether bulls are going to buy it back. Okay. And they will if this decline from here to here is not bears selling, but bulls selling. So if a bull bought here, they would sell here, and a bull would buy it back here. Plan A is here. Plan B is a little bit lower, sort of in here. Okay. So I'd mark this plan A if I'm a bull. Let's label this bulls. Plan A. Plan B. Plants. Plan C. Okay, but we don't really want plan C, but it might happen, right? How do you know we're selling? Well, usually like the velocity and the decline, but let me ask you something. If this has been considered an uptrend, what does a bear need before they sell? Let's answer it that way, Master Ganso. Master Ganso! What does a bear need? What should a bear look for before they sell an uptrend? What does a bear look for before they sell an uptrend? Francisco Perez, hello from Florida. Right on, Francisco. Where in Florida? No, not a swing back. That's a strategy. We don't need a strategy. We need a tactic. What are they looking for tactic? EMOD, is there any methodology? Of course, it's all EMOD, right? How can we generate a bias on again, guys, that's just macroeconomics. That's central banking policy. Yeah, okay, I will accept like a lower high or double top, okay? So something like that is called a reversal pattern. So so who was it? Master Gesso said, what do you need before a bear sells in an uptrend? We need a reversal pattern. What kind of reversal pattern? I don't care. Double top, lower high, head and shoulders, crown pattern, three pregnant nun, candlestick pattern. The garbage is gone and the dog's pregnant pattern. The GGDP pattern. The garbage is gone and the dog's pregnant. Like, it doesn't matter, right? It needs to reverse. So if bears are not on this because it hasn't reversed, then why is it coming down? Well, bulls were selling there. And why were they selling there, guys? Because they're supposed to. You get it? You would have to be so aggressive, you'd almost be a foolish trader to just say, I'm selling here. One shot, one kill, like, it's foolish. Now, it might actually happen. And maybe there was some news that said CAD should be strong and dollar should be weak and all that kind of stuff. But when I look at it, like, if I saw this 1,000 times, I'd have a good sample, right? And I would probably see over 1,000 times this does not just stop and reverse, right? It doesn't go up and go down. All right, let's see how many people have read my book. I wrote it 11 or 12 years ago. Okay. I say in my book, the Forex market does not reverse like a V. The foreign exchange market reverses like, finish the sentence. The foreign exchange market reverses like, The foreign exchange market reverses like an old man easing into a hot bath. Yeah, 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 I wrote that. Now, it has been said that it's the worst book ever written, and it's exactly like every other Forex book ever written, which means most Forex books are bad. But I don't believe I got that from someone else's book because I haven't read anyone else's book. But my book says Forex reverses like an old man easing into a hot bath. What that means is it reverses like this. Okay? Most of the time. Okay? Which means I don't believe, now it can happen, and it does happen, but I don't believe this is going to go from here to here. It won't go from bearish to bearish like a V. If anything, it'll reverse like an M. Okay? It's called strategic and tactical Forex trading. Okay? So, now zooming back in, that's my belief system. And it'll be wrong from time to time because I don't control the market. But very often, yeah, Michael, and a cowboy hat. Okay, what I am expecting is something, I don't know what it is, but some sort of reversal pattern first. So my belief says a bull bought here, and that's definitional, guys. It's not an opinion. This is a bullish swing trade. Once again, if you don't know how to swing trade, you're depriving yourself of your destiny. I mean, I write it down in books. I do it in webinars. There's videos. There's all kinds of training. There's coaching. There's mentoring. There's so many avenues for you to learn how to trade properly. You just have to, I don't know, pay for it. Sorry, right? So anyways, I think before it becomes bearish, you're going to need something like this. But this first move, therefore, isn't bear selling, because what kind of idiot bear would be selling that? Even if it drops 200 pips, they're overly aggressive, or maybe it was created by some sort of news event. That's different, okay? That's different. That can happen. Something can move the Canadian dollar, something great, some great piece of news, economic release is way better than expected, whatever. That can happen. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay? That's volatility, right? In this case, if I was a bull, right, this would be me buying. That's just a basic swing trade. Elementary, my dear Watson. This is the target these guys had on Monday. This was their target. Actually, this. I might have even put this line here as the target. I mean, like, even I did it for you guys last week. It's definitional. It's simple. So now what? Well, if this truly is just bears selling, then a bear may want to buy it back here, unless something has changed. And that's for us as analysts to figure out, has something changed to make this market bearish? I don't know. What's up, Emil? You found that, well, it's a target. Yeah, it's called a pivot profit zone. Pivot profit. So, Michael, does that mean trade around here? What does that mean to you guys? Why is it, if it's a bullish area, why is it red? Okay, Michael says it goes up and down, up and down. Well, why does it go up and down, up and down? because the trade you were supposed to do is done. This is not a place to enter. It's the profit zone. It's red because it means down, and for a bull, that means get out. It's a profit zone. It's not an entry. Now, there are certain things you can do up here as entries, but it's not the easy money. The low-hanging fruit was do your job on Friday and Monday. And I say this 1,000 times, right? What do I say? I say on Sunday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon while your buddies are drinking beer and having a barbecue and stuff, you're like, hey, buddies, I got to go. This was great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You're a wonderful host. I got to go. Like, go. It's like 4 o'clock. Have another beer. Like, no, I'm sorry. Asia is opening in an hour, and I have some trade planning to do. Why? Because you get the market opens, you're like, oh, look, I'm in my bullish zone. Buy. There's my target. Really? How long did that take? But you had to be there. Right? This is the average Joe waking up the next day. Okay, now what? Now what am I going to do? You already threw away your first 100 pips because you didn't do your job. You have to understand, like, again, what I mean by definitional is this is a buy zone, this is a sell zone, and this is when the market opened. So it came down into a buy zone for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, but you didn't buy it? And for 8 hours, not a sell, 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 not a sell. There wasn't even a sell. There was only a buy. So someone that was already bull, they nailed it, right? That's your job. Okay? And up here, so what would you do if you were so hardcore that a Sunday afternoon, so for me, the market opens at Sunday at 5. So if you're so hardcore or at Sunday at 4 in the afternoon, you'll tell your buddies you got to leave the awesome barbecue because you got to trade the China Open, okay, the Asia Open. Great. So if you have that kind of discipline to buy here, do you have the same kind of discipline to take profit here? Of course. And look what happens. Of course it came down. The professionals got out. The professionals got in. They're doing their jobs. And now the next question is, see all these red? This is where amateurs start selling, right? They'll say, oh, look, it's been falling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hours straight. So now they're going to sell, right? But a bull's going to buy it. You see what I mean, guys? Yes. But you know what? That's how you need to be. And you know what? People will respect you for it because everybody wants a hero. Everyone loves to see the discipline. You're like, hey man, I'll be back for the second half. Yeah, I might miss halftime show, but this is what I do. I'm a currency trader. The markets are opening in New Zealand, and I have to be there. They'll say, damn, that guy's hardcore. Okay? They will appreciate you. They will respect you. Berlevin, go ahead. For some reason that I can't explain, St. Peter never called my name. Yeah, well, we'll see, right? So that's what I said. The one thing that could really change that, the Canadian strength or weakness, is going to be the Canadian news. And if it comes out unexpectedly good or bad, it's going to change things. So that is different. You see what I mean? That's different. That's not technical analysis. What I was teaching you was technical analysis. Now, also, when the news come out, that's not fundamentals either. So that's a volatility event. Now, depending on the numbers and the importance of numbers and what the numbers were already be anticipated by the market were or need to be, or how it may or may not change central banking policy, will either make it fundamental or not. Oh, okay. Thank you, Berlevin. Okay. So anyways, it's simply a news event that could add volatility. It may or may not be fundamentally important depending on the results and what the market anticipated the results to be. So for example, the numbers could be bad, but the market may have already priced in worse numbers. So the numbers come out bad, and an amateur says, oh, bad numbers, bad, right? But the bad numbers might be good because they're not as bad as what the market had priced in. So suddenly you get a rally, and you're like, why is it rallying on bad news? And you're like, you don't know how to trade. That's Michael says, I plan that by monthly. Yeah, but once again, you keep talking about S1s and R1s. I don't generally care about S1s and R1s. But anyways, I think someone else has taught you how to trade pivot points, Michael. I don't think it was me. Oh, is there only one like? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. So anyway, so here we are now. Are you trading this like a breakout? This was the sell zone, okay? From here to here was the sell zone Sunday morning, right? So if, once again, like I said before, if you were doing your job, the market opened, I guess it was here, right in the middle of the sell zone. So a bear would have sold in there, okay? A bull would have bought lower, of course, right? A bull would have bought here. The perfect entry would have been here or here, okay? Neither of which, Michael, are S1 and R1. Okay. So anyways, and then it was a battle royale for quite some time. Okay. We have this marked up, this channel marked up. The way that I use a channel, of course, is when you see a break, okay, the break comes back to the channel and may or may not head back down. So if I was a bear, okay, if I was a bear and I sold here, I got paid, right? But I haven't hit my target yet. And this is a new area to consider selling, sort of this area, okay? So the first shot was like this. And by the way, this is a front run. That's actually a trade that's taught in the training course. Not an amazing one, but you can do that, okay? And then there's this. And then the next one is here, roll reversal. Right? You got to take all of this. No, I'm in a Coldplay hell. Yeah. So anyways, that's what I think a bear would be thinking. And like here it is. Where does a bear take profit? In the green zone. So the reason I made these red, and yes, I'm absolutely convinced that I invented these colors. So if other people are using pivot points now, or your trading platform already has it installed or something, it has these colors, I invented these colors. You remember when I started using pivot points, Forex trading accounts didn't even have charts. So I had to have them custom programmed. I paid people to make these. So I was asked when I said, hey, can you make this M4 to R2 area, can you color that so it's really easy for me to see? The programmer's like, sure. What color do you want it to be? I'm like, I'd like it to be like a light red, because red to me means down. So that would be the projected target for the market. And then make down this green, right? Make this green, because to me that means up. Okay. And then lastly, when I was writing my book, one particular day I was at a Pete's Coffee in San Mateo, California, next to the Whole Foods store. I was writing the chapter on pivot points. And I remember thinking, like, well, what should I call this? If it's a target, not an entry, I need to give it a name that people would remember, because I know how to trade it, but like I'm thinking, like, the interesting thing about writing a book about your trading strategy is you have to spend 1,000 hours thinking about, like, why do you do what you do? Why do I take profit? And what does it actually mean to me? It's a really fascinating thing if you take it seriously. So I really thought about it and stuff, and I said, well, this is a target, primarily a target. So I should give it a good name for the book. And then I thought, well, it's a pivot profit zone, because that to me means get out of the trade for profit. And it's not an M4 and it's not an R2. It's like in there, the whole area is a zone in which you should take profit. So again, a bull would sell there, right? A bear would buy here, not the other way around. So that's how I came up with that stuff. Right? I remember doing it, right? So it's kind of interesting. So one day when you become a wildly successful trader and you consider writing your own book, make sure you do it with the emphasis of asking yourself, why do you do what you do? Now, maybe it won't be the same exercise because nobody taught me how to trade, because there wasn't anyone teaching how to trade. Forex was too new. So maybe the answer is, if you did it, you might say, oh, well, that's what Wayne taught me. So thinking about it now, maybe it's not that good. Well, then, I don't know. Embrace what you've learned, right? Juan Pablo, yes. Instead of me just telling you, hang on, let me give you something better. Bear with me. Come on, Bubba. Come on. Oh, yeah, don't shake that. It makes Windows do crappy things. All right. I think it's a playlist. This one. All right, so this is video 1, video 2, video 3, video 4. They're about 20 minutes each, I think. This one has been seen almost 200,000 times. I uploaded this more than 10 years ago, I think. Anyways, so let's go back. So please check that out. Okay. Go there, okay, Juan Pablo. Okay, JP. It's going to go over my moving averages, my oscillators, pivot points, all kinds of things. And that's available to everybody, guys. Master Ganzo says, but we can't see those last few hours as a consolidation for the move up. You need to go, what? I think we're talking about a different thing back there, so we'll get to it. Let me take this opportunity to remind anyone new to subscribe. Just click the little subscribe button and the little bell. So when I start these webinars, you'll just be sent a nice little reminder. And if you're available, thank you very much. If you're available, it just brings you into the webinar. It just makes everything super easy. Yeah, and then of course, if you're new, go ahead and watch that that series of videos. It gives you an overview of the basics of trading and all that kind of stuff. Well, it's not a big part. It's just factual. How long do you see this lasting? Like for 50 more years. Okay. Most people don't own a Tesla at the moment. Okay. Some euro pairs? Sure, I'll go over some euro pairs. What do you want? Euro pound? We'll change this to euro pound then. Yeah, I did not guess yesterday. So are you scalping it, or maybe you didn't get it yesterday? All right. So let's go into here. This is a messy chart. Okay. This is supposed to be an entry. Going up here is not good. So there was no trend when this began. So it makes pivots difficult to use because there's no trend. Then a trend developed because it broke out. So like I taught you on oil, or I think it was oil, might have been gold. You let it break out, you let it retrace back, okay? And yes, there's a whole chapter in my book about that. And by the way, I'm not pitching my book. I make $5 when you buy the book. Right, I spent $150,000 on my launch party. I haven't made that much selling my book. So don't worry about buying the book. But there is a spot in the book where I talk about a pattern like this. You let it break out, you let it pull back, and then you sell it. Okay, now typically, if we were in a typical pivot type scenario where that was your entry, this would be your exit, okay? But it went higher than that, and we had to do a breakout to enter, so there's a little less reliability. There is a role reversal here, which I taught you again yesterday on simple price action. And now we're blowing through the monthly pivots, and that might be indicative of our sort of rough start. Okay, but it seems like euro might be weak at the moment, and pound might be strong at the moment. Stronger than sort of usual. Okay, so the technicals are done. If it was a clean chart, your entry would be here, your exit would be here, and you'd be done for the month of January. Yeah. Mingesh? Yeah. But it hasn't happened yet. So you're asking me about how do I make money on the seasonality of the American experience. Has the American summer experience stopped? No. Is everyone driving around America from Boston to Los Angeles or from San Francisco to Chicago in their Teslas? No. You don't drive across country. You can, but generally speaking, you don't see a lot of Teslas driving from Seattle to Atlanta to see grandma in the summer. You don't see Teslas do that, and certainly not to a degree in which you're going to change the seasonality of oil demand. So, hey, a Tesla might be a better built car. Yes, Honda's probably going to come out with a better Tesla than Tesla can make. Great. Is it going to stop my ability to make money on the seasonality of human nature? No, it hasn't. It's not that. We're not there yet. Okay. So I haven't seen it yet. I'll believe it when you show me the data. I mean, I understand the cars are better and that it has the potential to change the world. And I love Elon Musk for doing that because no one else was going to do it. So Elon Musk did it, and he did change the world, and I respect him immensely for that. But as of this year, I do not expect electric vehicles to change the seasonality of oil demand significantly to the point where it ain't going to work. So let's zip over to Kitty Cat. For some reason that I can't explain. Sorry, I'm in a Coldplay hell. No. Seems like a negative reaction so far. Don't forget about the 3 pregnant nun candlestick reversal pattern. Look, I think it'll only take 1 year for a significant change to happen, because if refineries make way too much gasoline this summer because there are so many electric vehicles on the road that demand has gone away, it'll take probably to the end of the year to clear that glut, and they're going to make significantly less gasoline the next year, the following year. For some reason that I can't explain, St. Peter never know my name. Well, I should probably do this one, huh? Oh. Trying to catch this bottom with that top. For some reason that I can't explain. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-dee-dee-dee. It's only 25 pips. I wouldn't call that a rocket, Michael. Yeah, Jeanette, you're right. Oil is used for so many different things, but gasoline is specifically stockpiled from the January to June period in anticipation of the driving season. So that's specifically gasoline and specifically for driving. So the crude oil is needed to create the stockpiles of gasoline. Okay, Jeanette? So you have to refib for the 5-minute chart, traders. Thank you, Sergey. If you did it already, what? Just, I'll watch it, fine, I'll watch it. What? Man, I'm missing half of what you guys are saying. Yeah, no worries, Jeanette. I'm just emphasizing you're not wrong, but I'm just clarifying, right? So we're not necessarily... See, one thing to remind ourselves. The only buyer of crude oil are refineries. Nobody else on the planet, but like Delta Airlines doesn't buy crude oil. They buy jet fuel, right? So who buys crude oil? Well, the makers and providers and suppliers of jet fuel, but also the suppliers of gasoline, right? And the suppliers of Vaseline, and the suppliers of polymer, and the suppliers of tar, and the suppliers of whatever, right? Fertilizer. So that all comes from a refinery. And they crack, not frack, they crack the crude and then make products from them in which they can sell to the airlines or to gasoline, what do you call the retail pump stations, whatever, gas stations, and all that, to makeup companies, to fertilizer companies, and all that kind of stuff. So if refiners believe there's going to be demand for gasoline in the summer, they need to make it first, okay? And to have enough for the United States of 300 million people, and every American has at least one car, okay? So they're going to build inventory 6 months in advance. That's why there's not a lot. That's polymer, okay, Michael. So anyways, they have to do it in advance because it takes so much time. So the interesting thing here, guys, is that they're going to do exactly what they did last year and the year before, the year before, year before. Even if everybody in the United States bought a Tesla in the last 6 months, refiners are still going to do what they did last year for sure. Because they're not that smart. They just do what they've always done. And then if things change, they'll adjust. So if suddenly there was 50 to 100% decline in demand, they would adjust a lot, right? But if we're talking about a 1.5% reduction in gasoline demand because everyone's driving a Tesla, all right, well, they'll adjust the year after, right? So it needs to work its way in, and I don't expect a radical change overnight, okay? Again, I'm just adjusting these fibs for the 5-minute traders, okay? So far, just a basic news trade. Okay. Now, let me ask you, what did we plan here? You guys remember I spent like 20 minutes on this one pair? Come on, I gotta click in and get it right. Did we have it like this? And did I explain this as bulls buying, bulls selling, bulls buying? Is that what you learned today? And that if there's a bear is going to sell here. If there are bears. I don't know if there's bears. I can only tell you that there's bulls. Bulls bought here, bulls sold there, bulls are going to want to buy here. Did you walk away having learned something? Or having something you've learned reinforced? Did anybody? So I spent 20 minutes on that and nobody learned anything? Shug, Azabu. These two people learned something. So what did the other 140 people, you didn't learn anything, or it was very obvious, or you didn't understand what I was talking about, or you don't speak English good? Reinforce for Master Gunso. Wow, tough crowd. Sergey, PapeFX. Reinforcement, David M. Reinforcement, Chuck the Duck. Troy. What's up, Troy? Yeah, great lesson. All right, cool. Thank you, Kamina. Oh, Kamina. Means royal. Well, no, it doesn't mean royal. It means road. Still catching up. Thank you, Ray Ray. Laurie says yes. Cool. Cedric got it. Yeah. Lyndon, right on. Jim says yes, it was a good lesson. Yeah, always. Yeah. Yeah, well, remember, bears now are selling this, right? So what kind of idiot bull would be buying it? But you know someone's going to buy it now. They didn't buy it here. 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 So now they're going to buy it here. But you know, bears have been waiting for that. I'm not saying it's coming down. I'm just saying that's a ridiculous is a better word. A ridiculous place to now do something. You'd have to be so undisciplined and so not in control of your trading. I mean, I couldn't imagine the terror the world must provide to someone that trades without control. I mean, what an amazingly frightening place the world must be if you have no control over even your own trading. Yeah, Camina's royal. That's right. Camina. Okay. So someone's going to pay the penalty for being undisciplined. So let's do like a plan B for bulls. Like maybe there's something in there, maybe. Okay. But you know, this is where the bears sell. And by the way, I don't remember drawing that line, how long ago it was. But it's in our face now. Like I didn't do that recently. Just wondering what it was. It's just funny that we're on it now. Huh? Funny how? Like a clown. Okay. So this was the bearish area. We know that. I talked about it 45 minutes ago. And so now the next thing for a bull is maybe that, maybe that. But you face paying the penalty of not doing your job as you should have, because there's a real possibility. So let's go up back onto like a 15-minute chart now. You face the real possibility now that that's what bears have been waiting for all day. What kind of bears? Hardcore, disciplined bears that do their job. They waited all week. It's Wednesday and now they got it. That's a tough bear, guys. Okay? But if they don't exist, then you're going to get lucky. If you're slow and weak and undisciplined, you're going to get lucky because there's so many disciplined traders in here that they're going to carry the day. It's sort of like a mediocre team with 2-star players. The star players, they're going to carry the team, give you some W's. But the problem is you're going to get right into the playoffs and they're going to have a deeper bench. Looks about time to go. Let me check my messages. This is the real challenge now. This is truly the bulls versus bears. I wouldn't want to participate as a bull into that. Bears kind of have to. I mean, they're in the bears zone, right? So really what I think it comes down to is that bulls end up taking profit again. And they just treat it like they're done with the week, right? So this is just sort of a second chance, scalpy, scalp. And if they do get out again here, if this was a quicker just follow-on trade, then the bears have a chance, because as soon as the bears are getting in, the bulls are getting out at the same time. See what I mean? No, Shug, that's not till 10:30. So this is still really up to the bulls. There'll always be a few bears in here, but it's really like if whatever remaining bulls get out again, then this comes down. So we'll see. Canadian news might not have been that bad, so they turned it around. We'll see. For some reason that I can't explain. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-bum. Ba-da-da-da. So was drawing that blue line helpful to you guys? Drawing these zones for you? Right? You can see what it's done is it's come down, it's hit the roll reversal, right? It's not sure if it's just Captain Obvious stuff or if it's helpful. Thank you, Dylan. Welcome to the family. No, you can't buy in the pivot profit zone, Mohammed. No. Okay. The new scalp is the news comes up, brings you down. There was a 382 Fibonacci retracement way back in here, right? And then I just, this one actually. And then I kept adjusting, waiting for the second, right, drop, which again was another 382. And no, this is not a buy zone. This is a sell zone. So no. The strategy that I teach for scalping, I just assume you know this. I have like an entire chapter in my book dedicated to it. I've done like 100 and how many NFPs have I done? 165 NFPs where I've taught this. I have written long and complete articles at FX Street about how to do this, right? So I'm assuming you know this since I've been teaching for 15 years, how to trade high volatility event-driven strategies. So that's why I'm just drawing the entries for you. But no, you don't buy up here. No, no. Come on. Yeah. I thought I heard someone subscribe it. I don't see it up here now. Okay. So now we're coming up to a role reversal. Price action is the only hope right now. Okay. So now you're not really using fibs or anything. Oops, let me get rid of that because that's from weeks ago for some reason. It's not really something like that. It's more of buying, again, a simple price action. But it's super dangerous now because this whole pink area is where you get out, not get in. Right on, Nancy. Thank you for that. I also hope you guys appreciate that I don't like freak out. Thank you, Crypto. I'm trying to teach you guys how to trade with plans and with strategies and as professionals. And right, I'm not a raw, make you trade kind of guy. So I want you to stay calm and stay collected, be cool, be a pro. Saji Anthony. Thank you, Saji. Well, that's how you do news events, AP. Right? And do you remember when I said I was moving it for the 5-minute traders? Do you remember that, AP? So I kept moving the fibs, right? Because you're already in. So I'm adjusting the fibs now. So I adjusted it from here to here to here to here to here to here as it moved along for the 5-minute guys, right? So what I meant by that was the 5-minute guys are now waiting for their 382 Fibonacci retracement, and they got it here. You see that? That's what I mean by that. So the first trade is on the 1-minute, which was this 382, okay? And then the second one was on the 5-minute, which is that 382. And now you're really supposed to be getting out, and these are expensive pips. If you're doing something now, you're buying at resistance, and it's not ideal. Okay? Does that make sense? Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Miss Alexi. Thank you, Nature Bound. I gotta go. It's been $1:21, an hour and 21 minutes, so 81 minutes. You know, I don't know if you noticed this, but I only promised Traders Way 45 minutes. Did you know that I do somewhere between a half an hour to 45 minutes extra every day? Isn't that awesome? I promised TW 45 minutes a day, but I give you an hour and a half a day, basically. That's pretty cool, right? So anyways, it's been $1:22. I got to jump. It's a big day for me. So thank you for being on my team. Thank you for being a client of Traders Way. For all you new subscribers and stuff, would you also visit tradersway.com, open up a demo account? And then in the description below the video, you'll see a link to download all my chart templates, all my my monthly pivot points, my weekly pivot points, my daily pivot points, all my moving averages, all my oscillators with their custom settings, all the same colors, all my chart profiles and all my charts, which there's like 100 charts, and my OCO EA. It's all included totally 100% for free. The link is down below. So download the chart templates, go to tradersway.com, open up a demo account, download MT4, install the templates, and I'll see you tomorrow. Your charts will be the same as my charts. That's it. I love you guys. I want you to succeed. Thank you for being here every day, and thank you for the loyalty and respect you show me every day. Watch some of the other videos. Watch that playlist I gave you there.